Warrior Nun Season 2 Ending Explained. With Adriel's leadership and brainwashing of individuals of our world growing stronger and stronger, we saw Ava and the Warrior Sisters doing all that they could to prevent him from opening a gateway, which would eventually unleash demons onto the planet and enslave humanity. We saw an epic showdown where faith was questioned, the future for humankind was questioned, and a looming holy war was now set to be on the horizon. So with that, I thought I'd recap, break down, and explain all that there was to take away from the ending and the mid-credits scene. So let's get into it. Here is Warrior Nun Season 2 Ending Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. This season focused on a couple of key things, with one of them being the questioning of faith. Adriel was managing to convert many people to conform to his new religion and see him as a divine leader. This was due to his demonic abilities, but also with the help of Arctech, which meant that he was plaguing the world and making non-believers convert. So much so that he was infiltrating individuals that held high power amongst the Catholic Church at the Vatican. Alongside this, we saw Ava, the current warrior nun, battling with the halo that was within her as it kept flickering and cutting out when she needed it most, causing her to become weaker. So it was also a personal battle and journey for her as well, amongst her wanting to prove herself as the warrior nun. With Adriel eventually going on to be defeated by the Tarasques in our world, a world where it was previously mentioned that he couldn't be defeated in, it led Ava to gradually start to die due to the debris from the Divinium going off and failing to destroy him. The only way to save Ava was to send her through to Reya's realm where she'd be able to be healed. With Adriel dead, the world was no longer under the brainwash that he bestowed upon people, and the OCS looked stronger than ever due to the people of the world being exposed to Adriel's grasp and the evil intentions that he had. The world seemed a better place when we left the characters, but there were some outstanding questions. I'm going to break this video down by the main discussion points. Is Goddess Reya on the good side? Reya was an interesting character. We don't know much about her other than the fact that she's a goddess from the other realm. Formerly Adriel's master, we saw how he ended up turning out, which wasn't good, with Michael stating that Reya told him that he had to destroy himself to destroy Adriel, and also by planting the Divinium within him, it didn't seem like she had any intentions of him surviving upon his return. She essentially sent him back to die, and that way also didn't even work, so it makes me wonder what her intentions were. This leads me to believe that she could potentially be the master villain behind all of what's going to come. Despite the good intentions at the moment, it hasn't been confirmed whether she's good or evil, only interpreted. And I for one think that we're being led down a path of thinking that she is good, but really she's evil. I hope she doesn't turn Ava to a darker side and that I'm wrong with this theory, but that's just my initial interpretation. What did the mid-credit scene mean? During the mid-credit scene, we saw Beatrice, a formidable warrior, leave the OCS and her fellow sisters behind. Throughout this season, like many other individuals, we saw her question her own faith and what she was fighting for. We saw her wonder how a god that she believed in and was fighting for could allow all of this to happen, and for so much loss of life and devastation to occur. This is what ultimately led her to walk away for the time being. She lost Ava, somebody who we saw that she truly loved, and a lot of this season was focused indirectly on their love story and all that they felt for each other, concluding with them both saying that they loved one another. She needed time to be with herself, find her faith again, and maybe when the Holy War does arrive, she'll be ready to fight on the right side. In the closing moments of the credit scene, we saw that the all-powerful sword was illuminated with blue, the same blue that's the color of Divinium, alluding to the fact that Ava could be okay and well within Reya's realm. The sword is wielded by the warrior nun, and the fact that it was illuminating shows that there's still life within it, which makes me think that Ava is okay. The ending for the rest of the OCS. It seemed as though for most of the main characters in the OCS, they managed to survive the ordeal and were thriving. We had Mother Superior, who was brought back from the dead after being killed by William. This was due to her previous connection to the halo when she bore it and was the warrior nun for 3 months. Alongside her, it looked as though Vincent was now back within the OCS and had been forgiven for being reborn under Adriel. So he's very much back where he started and a reformed individual. Camilla was safe and okay following the final battle, and she even contributed, showing her true power and strength, something that was questioned in the first couple of episodes. And Jasmine was now a true member as she was sworn in by Ava, but she was now wearing the true attire of a warrior sister after proving herself to them throughout Season 2. Is there going to be a Season 3? I would say that the ending of this show certainly alludes to there being a season 3. However, the status of a third season is currently unknown. It's not been commissioned, and I imagine they will most likely be waiting to see the success of the second installment before giving it the green light. However, with Lilith alluding to a holy war, which sounded like there's going to be a lot at stake, it seems as though the plot for season 3 is well and truly on the table and already on the creator's mind. So it's something that I think we'll most likely need to wait and see in the coming weeks if it gets confirmed. Judging by the success of the first season of the show, it wouldn't surprise me if it does go ahead, as there's nothing else really like it on the platform. I would say that this season was quite enjoyable to watch. There was a decent narrative of self-redemption, fulfilling a prophecy of to be a good warrior nun it means that you can't survive. There were undertones of a romance blossoming, and also some fantastic choreographed fight scenes. Most of the deliveries of the characters were good, with Ava stealing the show 100%. The only character that I'd say that I had the biggest problem with was Yasmin. I found her lines to feel a little forced, over-exaggerated, and the delivery to be quite animated when compared to the rest of the cast members. There were a couple of pointless plots, such as Camilla and Todd when they were being held captive. I thought it was a bit cringy and didn't really go anywhere. I also found the use of the Crown of Thorns to be a little redundant. It wasn't utilised at all in the final battle, yet it was a key focus throughout the whole season, so it was a shame that it didn't hold any value or significance. It was only a key for Ava when she was searching. I also thought Michael's death was pretty brutal and quick, and his whole arc did feel a little redundant by the end as well, which was a shame, as he contributed nothing to the taking down of Adriel. Despite those points that I just mentioned, I did enjoy the show for what it was and was fully immersed within the world, the demonic state that it was in, and the hope for the sister warriors to save it. It's a show that I thoroughly enjoyed, and the religious aspects made it stand out, as there aren't many shows that lean in on religion like this one does, which in turn enables the different realms, angels and demons, gods and goddesses, and warrior nuns to be present. I'd recommend giving it a watch because I feel it's definitely setting itself up for a season 3 quite well. So, there you have it, Warrior Nun Season 2 Ending Explained. If you want to see more videos such as Endings Explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button, or alternatively you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What did you think of Season 2? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.